Hey, Jonathan with Airsoftology here. I'm just a little south of Osaka, Japan, and I am at Hive, or the Hive, Airsoft Field, gonna play, and here with LayLax, and they have given me probably one of my favorite ones. I have one of these back at home. This is a Vector, but this Vector looks very different. We're gonna talk about it, kind of give a little idea of what's going on with it and some other features. In fact, if you look at it, you're gonna see it's very different. So I'll kind of talk about it real quick. This field, it's a tight CQB field even though we're outside. There are some decent lanes where you're looking about like 20, 30 meters of shooting, so you still need some range and accuracy. The Vector's probably one of the perfect guns. I was given some options, I've played with a few, but this one is, for me, kind of the right sweet spot for this field. Now, this one's a little different, and there are some advantages to it, which are pretty nice. So, on the front, we have the strike face. That is just, it's aggressive, it's cool. Yeah, it adds a little weight, but come on. This also lets you do some standoffs. So when you're looking at on a position, if you're low, you can stand off, you can dig in as long as you don't cover the barrel and use this to push and stand off to get those shots. That way, if you're holding a lane, you can actually have it a lot easier with one hand instead of having to have your second hand up here and hold it the whole time. So that's why I really like the strike face. A lot of people think it's just cosmetic, but I can dig in knowing the barrel's here and hold with one hand. Makes life a lot easier because of that aggressive front. Also moving on, we got the extended mag as I drop it out there for you. But I want to show you something else. Got the shorties now. So when you play in these fields, you want to go prone, you want to go low, you can drop it right in. Now you have a flat Vector. That's a neat thing. These just released here as of this time, is 2019. So those were rather new. The challenge was you had this hanging at the bottom. You wanted to go low or all the way down. You had that in the way. Now you can do that, and you're not really sacrificing a lot of magazine capacity either. Third, I know you're asking, you're like, Jonathan, please talk about this. This is the advanced grip. This is new from LayLax as well. So we're talking about some LayLax stuff. I'm also gonna talk about something here on the side that I have on my personal Vector. This I don't have on my Vector. The advanced grip gives you a great grip on the front. I always run a foregrip. It gives you protection here, which lets you set on it and not worry about it. So it kind of gives you almost a bipod. If you want to get down behind cover, you have this, and you can almost get low on it and use the line instead of exposing your head a lot. I like it. The bottom has some aggressive parts here. A little bit of grip, a little bit of little texture. It's not just smooth and flat. But when you're playing CQB, we talked about the standoff. We also talk about when you go fast, you're bumping your fingers, right? Your hands covered. And on top of all that, when you're taking inbound BB hits, part of your hand is protected. So usually in CQB, you're poking, you're around the corner, and you're gonna take those hits. Most of my hits are right here in my hand. This gives you that added protection, which is nice. Finally, it's this guy on the side. My absolute favorite accessory and a must-have for a Vector is the magazine release, the extended magazine release here. What this does, it moves the Vector's magazine release, which is here. It can be a challenge to get to, a big challenge. You have to reach around, hit your thumb, and then strip your magazine, right? And on the short magazines, it's even more difficult because of that. But with this, you can adjust the length for your finger. So if you have long finger, you can make it that way. Short finger, this way. But then, one-handed. Everything's all single-handed operation. Magazine in, and then you can take it, you can drop your magazine with one hand. Right here, you've got it. Do your magazine change, back in. Never take your hand off the fire control. So you're always there, just down to there. And not all the way over here, and then stripping that magazine, which becomes a challenge. Also, the advanced grip gives you a little bit of a flared mag well here, so it makes it easier to get those mag changes, especially with the short mag. Gives you a little bigger target to hit. So that's it. Aside from that, this thing's pretty stock and shoots great. Of course, limits here in Japan are a little different than the rest of the world. They're a little lower, below 1 joule of power, but I've never felt underpowered. I've never felt like this didn't do right for me. So that's it. This is my my pew-pew stick for the event here. I love it. Like I said, I do have my own Vector. I think this piece, just for the looks, might be on the purchase list here soon for me, now that I've had a chance to play with it some. So that's it, that's what I'll be doing, and you'll probably see some gameplay of me out there on the field here today.
Good spot.
Good time.